29, or From Then to Now, the WWF save, where we take the World Wrestling Federation from 1992 to the modern day. And today we have got our third big pay-per-view, King of the Ring 1992. We've had a couple of Saturday night's main events, but other than the Rumble and Mania, this is the third big pay-per-view we've had, and it's a stacked card. Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker, Kama versus the British Bulldog in the King of the Ring final, the Miracle Violence Connection versus the Legion of Doom for the tag team titles, Ric Flair versus the Ultimate Warrior, the debut match of the new Fuji-gun members Satoshi Kojima and Yoshinari Ogawa. We've put the Headshrinkers and the Bushwhackers on as a post-show match. Yokozuna and John Nord are facing High Voltage again, plus Bob Backlund versus the Iron Sheik, Korea versus Korea, and the Natural Disasters versus the Smoking Guns. And that is going to be the match which opens up our show today. Where are we holding this show? Well, coming back from Japan, we're around the West still. The Midwest, which is technically neither in the Mid or the West, but we are in Minnesota. The Hubert H. Humphreys Metrodrome in Minneapolis, Minnesota holds 60,000 people. We're expecting 55,000 people, roughly. I don't think we're going to get that high, but will be a bit of fun. I'm excited for this show. I hope you guys are too. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to King of the Ring 1992. Your opening contest for tonight is a tag team match set up from a challenge from Cowboy Slick to claim that the Smoking Guns are the tag team of the future. And the person who take them up in this challenge, the Natural Disasters. Let's get right in to what's going to be one hell of a show. And they do pick up the win, and it is the Smoking Guns who win, beating the Natural Disasters in 6:23 when Billy Gunn pins Typhoon with the Sidewinder. Earthquake head and shoulders above everyone else, 65 for him. Typhoon got a 52. He wasn't particularly happy, but essentially I just paid him off. He wasn't really happy to lose to Billy Gunn last time either, but I paid him off. And yeah, he's going to do the job. And if he's unhappy again, I will just pay him off again. We're actually making money really well. Money's not really an issue at the moment. But a 45 rating for the opening match, not too bad. Our next match, with the careers of both men on the line, both former WWF World Heavyweight Champions, the Iron Sheik takes on Bob Backlund. Oh, and Typhoon broke his nose, love that. And in 7 minutes, Bob Backlund defeats the Iron Sheik with the cross-faced chicken wing to keep his career and banish the Iron Sheik to the pages of history books. Now we break the kayfabe. Essentially, Iron Sheik came to me about a month ago and said he was retiring in 3 months. I was already doing the attack angles at this point, and I literally thought, shit, how do I pull this one off? How do I get the Iron Sheik out? And I kind of looked around and saw on my roster and who was available with a decent amount of pop and who would make the most sense. And I found Backlund, the man who Sheik beat for the WWF World Championship and lost it when he lost it to Hulk Hogan to start Hulkamania. And I thought that fit perfectly, because Sheik's always got over on Backlund. Backlund, I don't think, has ever really got one back on Sheik. And that's what I wanted to do here, have Backlund get one back. Let the babyface win in the end. Just took eight or so years to get there. Oh, and a broken jaw apparently, because we can't seem to work punches on this show apparently. People are just throwing potatoes around, which is ridiculous. Next up, we have the debut match of Kojima and Ogawa. And it is the Japanese, of course it's the Japanese team who picks up the win here. They beat the Beverly Brothers in just under 7 minutes. Kojima hits the cozy cutter. I mean, the fact that Ogawa and Fuji have zero chemistry is really heartbreaking. I've been building this story to have these guys debut for months, and they don't have chemistry with the manager. God's sake. But they do pick up the win. Like, they do get pretty decent ratings. Ogawa gets a 38, Kojima gets a 41. Considering this is their first match in the save in America, I'm not massively upset about that. I was tempted to have them debut a little early and have this match on the Japan show. But I also felt like I wanted to have their reveal on the Japan show because they'd be able to get much more heat against the Japanese audience than anyone else on the roster. Except for Dr. Death, because obviously they're Japanese, they can speak Japanese. But 31, I mean, it was 4 unimportant guys. I knew it wasn't going to be amazing. That's not a question, but I'm excited to see where these guys go. And that rolls straight into Yokozuna and John Lord versus High Voltage. And in this one, it is the babyfaces who pick up the win when they tap out John Lord to a sharpshooter. A 60 rating. Great stuff. I'm pretty happy with that. Owen Hart's gimmick is awful. We should probably change that soon. But I'm not going to complain. This essentially is now one of my biggest storylines. Like, essentially, I have 3 major documents where I've had every single week from Mania to SummerSlam written out. They have been this, the main event mess, as I called it, and Sergeant Slaughter's boot camp, which was supposed to be on this show, but I realised I forgot to do the segment in Japan to set up this match, so we're just going to sneak that around and I'll take out the break week, which they had in a few weeks. That gets a 60 rating, not too bad. Ric Flair and JJ Dillon cut a quick promo with Gene Okerlund. JJ Dillon didn't do great. Ric Flair was amazing. Basically saying, Ultimate Warrior! There is nothing you can do. You are past it. And you may look at me like, I'm older than you. I know that. But unlike you, I can move with the times. I am not a flash in the pan. I'm a legend. And legends never die. Boy, with hindsight, that is a powerful line. This man still wants to try and wrestle almost 30 years later. He's already pretty old in this mod. And the match itself gets a 79. Flair has sort of been pushed down the card into the mid-card for this feud. Well, say that he is up against one of our top guys in Warrior. But, trust me, the next big pay-per-view, I have massive plans for what Flair's going to be doing. And I think the next pay-per-view, not Saturday night's main event, but SummerSlam may be home to one of the greatest matches in this save ever. I think it's going to be a match which is going to take ages to top. 79 rating. Tag team title match as the Legion of Doom defeat the Miracle Violence Connection when Road Warrior Animal pins Terry Gordy with a Doomsday device. Legion of Doom win the tag titles. Both teams have excellent chemistry, which gives an 87 for Williams, a 76 for Gordy, 65 for Hawk, and a 67 for Hawk even, and a 65 for Animal. There is a reasoning for this. A big one, which I'm not going to tell you right now because it's a spoiler. But I know what the plan is here, and I'm excited for it. As for the Violence Collection, they've had a great one. They have been the rocks of this tag team division. They have come into this role when they weren't supposed to yet. They were still supposed to be sort of around the Natural Disasters, Nasty Boys feud level. But they have come in and proved themselves as one of the main events of the tag team division. It's a 78 rating here. As a team, that I think we need to start thinking of getting these guys higher up, but it is insane how good these guys are. King of the Ring final sees the Bulldog defeat Kama in 1735 with the running power slam. And the Bulldog is your King of the Ring. And that's it. The tournament is over. Congratulations if you predicted Bulldog. But yes, there was a title shot at SummerSlam on the line, and Bulldog was in the tournament. Honestly, I think if you didn't predict some Bulldog, I do wonder sometimes. It's a 74 rating, a 72 for Bulldog, and a 61 for Kama. I've been saying it for months, and Bulldog's going to confirm it here. Bulldog either wants to fight his brother-in-law or avenge him at SummerSlam. He doesn't care who wins the IC title match next. Bulldog is coming for the Intercontinental Championship in his home country. It's an 83 rating. Brilliant stuff. And the match itself gets an 87 rating. It goes almost half an hour. And just before that 29-minute mark, Shawn Michaels defeats Bret Hart with sweet chin music. And Shawn Michaels is your new Intercontinental Champion. Gets an 87 rating, a 94 for Bret, a 78 for Michaels. Oh, this is tasty. Which does also confirm, unless Michaels loses it before SummerSlam, it's going to be Shawn Michaels versus the British Bulldog at SummerSlam. And the main event sees Hulk Hogan defeats the Undertaker in just under 25 minutes with a roll-up to make defense number 1 of his WWF World Heavyweight Championship. Gets an 82 rating, an 84 for Hogan, a 79 for Undertaker. Look, I knew this wasn't going to be as good as the previous match, but I also knew I couldn't not have Hogan main event this show. Like, the top 3 matches needed to be in that order thematically. I think, hey, you probably could have made the argument that Bulldog and Kama should have been afterwards. After the Bret Michaels match, but I think thematically they needed to be in that order. It's King of the Ring, IC title, World title is the main event. But an 82 rated, 84 for Hogan, 79 for Undertaker. And as always, when Hogan main events a show on his own, well, Hogan must pose. So he does all his posing. And then he is attacked by Yokozuna. Jack Tunney set out the gauntlet at the last time's Saturday Night Main Event. Anybody who accepts to team with Steve Williams will get a title shot at SummerSlam. For the championship, the King of the Ring winner does not pick. Well, Bret Hart and, British Bulldog picked the Intercontinental Championship, which left this man, Hulk Hogan, as the shot. We are getting Yokozuna versus Hulk Hogan at SummerSlam 92, and that actually sounds hilarious. We do get a dark match, though. Just for the live crowd, the Head Shrinkers defeat the Bushwhackers, and apparently you can't do post-show matches with unimportant people. They have to be pre-show matches. Didn't know that. You learn something new in this game every single time. What did we get overall, though? It is a 83. Not too bad. I didn't want to spend loads of money on set and all that stuff for this show. I want to say that for like the big four, Mania, Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam, because, you know, these shows, King of the Ring, and eventually there's going to be more pay-per-views coming in. The Saturday Night main events are only really for this year to get us through to 1993, because they'd kind of stopped by that point in real life. But we gained a pop in one region, which I'm pretty happy with. We didn't gain any pop in Britain, which is largely annoying. But let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Give me your rating. Give me your predictions for a SummerSlam card. Although, of course, before then, we have got one more Saturday night main event in July. So, give me your predictions for that. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.